Hi
Hi
guys,
guys, sorry to bother you
welcome.
twice in one
today's
day,
video,
but
it's a
this
little longer
news
than
came
usual,
in late
but
last
that's
night and it was in the channel's
the channel is
inbox
now
this
taking
morning.
the
The
summarized
reason this
report
is
where
such a
we
big
are
deal is
summarizing
because of the
report the channel
potential
is
of
that
massive
the big boys
protests.
receive
Let's
on the
hope
Forex
it's
market.
too hot to
And the
protest
IQD
and that the
is now
people in
included
Iraq
in this
remain
big news.
calm.
Really
This
big news.
too
But
shall pass.
as you will see, the report favors cryptocurrency. Now, I'm not personally a fan of cryptocurrency, but I am a fan of numbers because of my tax background. And numbers have never lied to me. And the numbers say crypto is jumping off the cliff and soaring, not dropping, but you know the deal. Sooner or later, it will present its roller coaster nature. So follow the information in the video and never invest more than you can afford to lose. And know that just because the big boys are skeptical about the IQD, that doesn't mean that we have to be skeptical, because we know more about what's happening in Iraq than they do. And we have reason to be positive. Let's take a look and a listen.
Booyah! Let's talk money, people. For a long time, the US dollar has been the king, the top dog, the big kahuna. When you wanted safety, you bought dollars. But listen up, because things are changing. The tide is turning and you need to be ready. Some other currencies around the world are starting to look powerful. They are flexing their muscles. We are seeing a shift, a real change in the game. This is not a time to be sleeping. You need to pay attention to these moves, because where there's change, there's opportunity to make some real money. So you're asking experts, why is this happening now? It's a great question. Here's the deal. The people in charge of the money in the US, the Federal Reserve, are thinking about cutting interest rates. Think about it like this. When interest rates are high, your money earns more just by sitting in a US bank. That makes the dollar attractive. But when they cut rates, it's less attractive. Money starts looking for a new home, a place where it can grow faster. This is a huge signal to the market, and investors all over the world are watching. On top of that, some folks are getting a little nervous about the US economy. America has a lot of debt, a mountain of it. And the political scene? It's noisy, it's loud, and it makes some big money players worry. They start to think, maybe the US isn't the only safe place for my cash. So they start to sell their dollars and buy other things. This selling pressure pushes the dollar's value down. It's simple supply and demand, my friends. It's like a stock that everyone suddenly wants to sell. So which currencies are getting a boost from this? We're talking about the big players. The euro in Europe is looking stronger. The British pound is gaining some ground. Way down under, the Australian dollar is looking good too. And don't forget the Japanese yen. Even currencies in growing Asian countries and other emerging markets are getting a second look. These countries have their own stories, their own growth, and investors are starting to bet on them, instead of just sticking with the good old US of A. Now let's get specific. Let's talk about the currencies that are most important to us on this channel. Take the Vietnamese dong. Vietnam has a fast-growing economy, a real powerhouse in Southeast Asia. Recently, the dong has dropped just a tiny bit against the dollar. But don't get too excited or too worried. Most experts think it's going to stay pretty steady for now. The government in Vietnam likes to keep things stable. They control the currency very carefully. So, while the country is a great story, don't expect the dong to suddenly shoot to the moon. It's a long-term play, not a get-rich-quick scheme. Then you have the Iraqi dinar. This one is all over the internet. People are buzzing, making big predictions. Could the dinar get much stronger? Yes, it's possible. Iraq has a ton of oil, and that's a huge advantage. If the country can keep its politics stable and build its economy, the dinar could be revalued. That means its official exchange rate could be changed, making it worth much more. But, and this is a big but, it's a massive gamble. The situation in Iraq is very complicated and uncertain. The talk about the dinar getting stronger has been around for years. It's a story of hope. People believe that as Iraq rebuilds, its currency will reflect the country's true wealth. There are many who have bought dinar, hoping for that one big payday. But predicting politics is tough, and the Iraqi economy has many challenges to overcome besides just oil prices. There is no crystal ball here, and anyone who tells you they know for sure what will happen is selling you something. Be careful. Don't bet the farm on this one. So, for currencies like the dong and the dinar, the story is complex. The Vietnamese dong is all about slow and steady stability. The government doesn't want big surprises. The Iraqi dinar, on the other hand, is a high-risk, high-reward bet. It could pay off big, or it could go nowhere for another 5 years. These are not like trading stocks of solid American companies. You need to understand the local politics and the local economy, and even then, it's a very risky game. You should know that this report has been summarized from the reports that Forex traders receive. Iraq is being reported by the big dogs. This is a change, a big change. Alright, let's put those currencies aside for a minute, because the real fireworks, the real madness, is happening in the world of crypto. While traditional currencies are moving by small percentages, digital currencies are making monster moves. We're talking about a revolution in money, and it's happening right now, right before our eyes. Bitcoin and Ethereum are not just niche assets anymore, they are becoming mainstream. Big companies are buying them. Big investment funds are buying them. This is the big leagues, people. The action here makes the foreign exchange market look like it's moving in slow motion. Bitcoin is the king of crypto, the original gangster, and it is on an absolute tear. As of today, August 14th, 2025, it has smashed through its old records. It recently hit a stunning new all-time high of over $150,000. Can you believe that? The momentum is incredible. Some analysts are saying it could go even higher, maybe to $200,000 or more by the end of the year. People see it as digital gold, a safe place to put money when they are worried about regular currencies and inflation. It's a global asset that no single government controls. But don't you dare forget about Ethereum. It's not just a currency, it's a platform. It's the foundation for a new digital world of finance, art, and gaming, and its price is showing that strength. Ethereum has also been on a rocket ship ride, recently hitting a new record of its own, soaring past $12,000. Many believe Ethereum still has a lot more room to run. The technology behind it, with smart contracts and decentralized applications, is changing entire industries. It's not just a coin, it's a technological revolution you can invest in. When you compare these gains to the small movements of the dollar or the euro, it's not even a contest. We're talking about a different universe of returns. The crypto boom is drawing in more and more people who are tired of the slow pace of traditional finance. They want action, they want growth, and they see it in digital currencies. This is not just a fad, it's a fundamental shift in how people think about and use money. The bears who said this was all going to zero are running for cover. So let's bring it all home. What does this all mean for your money? On one hand, we have the US dollar that looks like it might be taking a little nap. It's getting weaker against other major world currencies, like the euro and the yen. This is happening because of worries about US interest rates and debt. For cautious investors, maybe putting some money into these other strong, stable currencies could be a smart defensive move. It's a way to diversify, to not have all your eggs in one American basket. It's a sensible, steady play. Then you have the speculative plays, the lottery tickets like the Iraqi dinar. These are exciting and the stories are powerful. The idea of a currency revaluing overnight and making you rich is very attractive. But the risk is off the charts. It's a bet on politics in a very unstable part of the world. For every person who might get rich, many more could be left holding a currency that doesn't change in value for years. You have to be honest with yourself about how much risk you can handle. Never ever bet money you can't afford to lose on these kinds of plays. But the real story, the one with the lightning and thunder, is in crypto. Bitcoin and Ethereum are in a league of their own. They are not just getting a little stronger, they are exploding in value. They represent a whole new way of thinking about finance, ownership, and the internet itself. The growth has been spectacular, and while it comes with its own volatility and risks, the potential rewards are massive. This is where the most exciting action is in the financial world today. It's a market that moves at the speed of light. So, to sum it up, the world of money is changing fast. The dollar's dominance is being challenged and traditional currencies are shifting. But the most powerful trend, the one creating incredible wealth and opportunity, is the crypto boom. While it's wise to understand what's happening with the dollar, the euro, and other currencies, you simply cannot ignore the digital revolution. Do your homework, be brave, and remember that fortune favors the bold. Booyah!